Yes. Ready? I'm ready.
All right. All right. Guys, I'm Tanya Crump. I'm the president of the Middle School Band Boosters. So, welcome everybody to our first meeting of the 21-22 school year. So excited to have everybody. Don't have a lot on our agenda for today, but just some things we want to give all the parents an update about. Um, First thing, we don't have any, usually we'll go through any kind of minutes or anything like that from our last booster meeting, but this is our first one of the year, so we don't have any minutes to approve. Um, I will turn it over to Myra Martinez, our treasurer, and let her give a quick treasury update so you guys can get a snapshot of the financial health of the organization. So, Myra, over to you.
She is not on.
Oh, did we lose her?
Remember, she said she had to go take someone somewhere and then she'd be back.
Okay. Melissa, would you mind just reading the
wait.
numbers? Oh,
I'm admitting her right now. Here she goes.
okay.
Sorry.
Technology is your best friend until it doesn't work. Myra, are you there? Oh,
I see her on the screen, but she's muted.
I've got it. If you want me to.
Can you hear me?
There you are. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
And this is for August.
Okay. For August, we had a beginning balance of $14,155.26. We had a deposits. The total deposits was $8,459.82. We had 6 checks that we wrote out, and those totaled $2,869.46. So we had an ending balance of $19,745.62.
All right. Thank you, Myra. Does anybody have any questions about the Treasury update? No?
No.
All right. Let me look at. So we are still doing the Practice-a-Thon. I believe all of the kiddos came home with Practice-a-Thon information and letters to call all their family, their friend, their loved ones, all of that, and start soliciting for donations to the Practice-a-Thon for either money or food or snacks or drinks or things of that nature. That Practice-a-Thon is still scheduled for the 15th of October at 6 o'clock. At this point in time, it is still going to be at the middle school. In the band hall is kind of the central area where all the kids come in and practice. We serve the snacks and stuff in the cafeteria. And then we pretty much have the run of the school. There'll be different game stations set up. The kids will come in and they'll practice at their designated time for their certain amount of time, and then the rest of the night they can play basketball. Don't we have the small gym or the large gym? Or both gyms? We have both gyms. Okay. Yeah. There's games set up in the gyms. Some of them play basketball. There'll be bounce houses and, the life-size foosball and things of that nature. We're going to get the giant games, the Connect Four, giant Jenga, things of that nature. And then all the kids will set all of that up in the school in just different designated areas, and the kids can just basically hang out and play and have a good time all night. And of course, they have to practice at their designated time for their designated amount of time. And then the last Practice-a-Thon we didn't have one in 2020, but the one we had in 2019, we raised over $20,000. So the bar's been set pretty high. I would love to exceed that amount this year. So bar's been set pretty high, but there's more information that came out on the SMORE last week.
Yes, the last 2 weeks.
The last 2 weeks about signing up and volunteering, helping to chaperone, donating snacks, you know, things, chips, bottles of water, things of that nature. We usually serve the kids pizza, but we always need donations for the snacks because if they're there from 6 to 10, they tend to get hungry. And you know they're running all over the school, and they're going to want to replenish that energy. So that is still being planned at this point in time. So we'll keep you posted on that. But anybody have any questions about the Practice-a-Thon? And I can only see 9 people on my screen, but it looks like there's about 20 in the meeting. So if there's any other questions, I can't see them pop up. The next thing we're going to talk about is the homecoming parade. And is it, Ms. Becker, is it 7th and 8th grade or just 8th grade?
7th and 8th grade.
The 7th and 8th grade band kids will get to march, walk, participate alongside the high school band. At least that's the plan at this point. With the high school band in the homecoming parade, which goes from City Hall to Mustang Stadium, which is the field right behind the high school. And the plan is to be at City Hall at 5:45. And then we'll kind of coordinate and organize all of the kids, get them set up again, hopefully so that they can go along the high school band, since there hopefully will be future Mustang band members in the group. And they're just going to walk the parade route and hand out candy. If there are any parents that would love to donate some candy bags, feel free to send them to school and give them to Miss Becker. She's collecting all of the candy. And then we're just going to dump it all in massive, bags and let the kids walk along the parade route and hand it out to people or toss it to people, nicely toss it to people during the parade. And then after the parade is over, Miss Becker, keep me honest. When the parade is over, kind of if your kids go to the right and go to Mustang Stadium, they can hook up with you inside Mustang Stadium and come to the community pep rally, and all of that, and participate in the pep rally. They'll get to see the high school band and the cheerleaders and all of that, and participate in that. If they go to the left, they will come back to Hudson, and you can pick them up at Hudson from the band hall area. If your kids go to the right and go into the community pep rally and all of that, at that point in time, the responsibility goes back to you guys to make sure you hook up with your kids, because Miss Becker will be at the middle school, making sure all of the kids at the middle school get picked up. The pep rally is supposed to start at 7:30. And I think Mr. Krill on his dial out or his call out last night said they're anticipating it to end around 8:30-ish, give or take a few minutes. So it's going to be, a decent sized night for a school night, from about 5:45 to, I'm going to say, probably 8:30, 8:45. And participation is optional. Yes, participation's optional. But it's really a fun time and a good experience for your kids to get to know a lot of the high school band kids that they could potentially be marching beside in the next couple of years. Any questions about the homecoming parade? You guys are too quiet. And let's see, next thing on my list, Miss Becker, I will turn it over to you to let you. Well, hold on. One more thing that we need, and this kind of segues into Miss Becker for the calendar updates. We have a lot of activities coming up where we're going to be feeding the kids and taking them to Band Fest and different things of that nature. For rehearsals, after school rehearsals, the middle school football nights, things of that nature. So if anybody happens to be at Target or Walmart or wherever you grocery shop and you see the cases of the small mini bottles of water, and you want to grab a couple cases and bring them up to the band hall and donate them to the band to help with some of all of these activities that we have coming up. Because we went through at the last football game, we went through 15 cases of water for the kids because it's very important. We want to make sure they stay hydrated. So if anybody happens to pick up a couple cases of the mini bottles of water for us, that would be great. So that, Ms. Becker, I'll turn it over to you and let you talk about all of the scheduling updates and things that we need to talk about.
Okay, so a couple of changes we had to make to the performance calendar, and I put a link to that in the last s'more and highlighted the changes, but just so everybody knows kind of what's coming up. Wind Symphony students have a rehearsal for Band Fest next Wednesday, September 22nd, and they're going to get an itinerary about that rehearsal hopefully tomorrow, but I can't promise it's going to be tomorrow. I can promise by Wednesday at the latest they will have that itinerary. And also Band Fest itself happens on September 27th. For those of you who don't have students in Wind Symphony, Band Fest is, or who have never, none of them have ever actually performed at Band Fest because we didn't have it last year. It is like a night of band for all of Garland ISD. It's a really, really cool event where all 12 middle schools from the district are performing together on the field. This is the first time we're ever doing this, which is why we have to have that rehearsal next week. But all 12 middle school bands will play together on the field, and then we go up into the stands and sit as our separate bands, and we actually perform another song individually throughout the night. And then in between, all 7 high schools will perform their halftime marching show on the field. So it's a really cool evening for everybody just to see what band in Garland ISD is like. It is open to the public. We are actually selling tickets to Band Fest. You can purchase them from any Wind Symphony player for $5 a piece, or if you don't know any Wind Symphony players, but you would like to attend Band Fest, I have extra tickets available too. And the cool thing about the tickets is that the district allows us to keep the proceeds from any tickets that we sell for our band, which is really cool for us. So we're trying to sell, our goal is 250 tickets. So that's on September 27th, September 27th, and Band Fest starts at 6:30 p.m. at HBJ Stadium. And then the things that changed are in October, right after we come back from fall break, we will have our beginner band concert. That's not changed. That is the same night, but that is on Wednesday, October 13th. And the beginner students will stay after school that day and kind of practice all together so that we know what we're doing, especially because we will have had just recently basically 2 weeks off of school. Who decided to have a concert after only being back for 3 days? Oh my gosh, that was a bad idea. We're going to be fine. It'll be great. So they'll stay after school and rehearse together before the concert starts at 6 p.m. that evening. We will give them a little snack before or in between the rehearsal and the concert so that they are not starving when their concert is over. And then the actual things that changed, are 8th grade band night that was scheduled to be on Thursday, October 14th. It has now been moved to Friday, October 22nd. And 8th grade band night is a really fun night for all of our 8th grade band students. They basically get to be a high school band kid for an evening, and they sit with the high school band in the stadium at the football game. We go early and we eat with the high school band, and then they sit like with the people that play their same instrument. So they're getting to know all of these high school band students who hopefully they will join the following year and become members of the Saxe High School Band or whatever other high school they attend in Garland ISD. But we attend all of the Saxe High School events because we are Team Saxe and we are the sole feeder school for Saxe High School. That's us. So 8th grade band night will be super fun for our 8th grade students, and something that our 6th and 7th graders can look forward to in future years. And then the other thing that changed is our second football game performance for all of our Wind Symphony, Honors Band, and Symphonic Band students. They have changed the football schedule because none of the middle schools have an A team and a B team this year in each grade level. They decided to, instead of having 2 separate nights of football, they're combining them. And so they're moving all of the rest of the football games to Monday night instead of having 7th grade on Monday and 8th grade on Tuesday. They're just doing 7th grade at 5:15 and 8th grade right after that. So we have to move our football game performance because we were supposed to go on Tuesday, October the 19th, but now that is moved to Monday, October the 18th. And it'll be just like the last football game if your students went with Wind Symphony or Honors Band, but this time we are also bringing the Symphonic Band students to that football game as well. So that's coming up. And before that happens, we have the Practice-a-Thon. So it'll be a busy month, but a lot of fun.
And our next booster meeting will be on Monday, October 11th at 7 p.m., hopefully in the band hall. And that is it. Everything that I had on my agenda. Any of the board members, is there anything else that we need to discuss, or Ms. Becker, anything you need to bring up?
I don't think so. Did you say, Ms. Crump, that you were going to have the decals and the yard signs hopefully early next week? So
yes, my plan is to have those delivered to the school early next week.
Okay. So if you ordered one of those, we hopefully will be able to give that to your student to take home next week.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to get the yard signs packaged up because the metal stands that they go on, I don't want your kids walking around school all day with those metal stands. So I'm trying to figure out how to get them packaged up in a way that is a little safer and not quite so cumbersome. And if you want to order yard sign or spirit decals and you haven't ordered, we are taking orders through the 15th. I think that's what we said, of October 15th. So we'll be closing those down actually at the Practice-a-Thon will be the last night that we take orders for that. Any parents on the call? Any questions, thoughts, comments, anything we can help you guys out with?
Can I add? Oh, Ms. Mendoza.
I don't know if I can take her off of mute.
Ms. Mendoza, you can unmute and ask away, or if you feel better typing it in the chat, we're happy to answer your question.
Maybe that was an accidental hand raise.
We'll see what happens. In the meantime, can I add one thing?
Yeah, of course.
And I don't have permission for this yet, but I'm going to ask for permission to do this, and I'm hoping that I get it. But I was going to let you all know that I know intercession is coming up in a couple of weeks, and I kind of hate the idea of our kids having like 2 weeks where they're not playing their instruments. So I'm trying to get permission to just open the band hall in the afternoons for kids to come up and practice together or get some extra rehearsal time in, or if they are passing things off because we have concerts the weeks right afterwards. But I know that I won't be able to do it in the mornings because of intercession, but my plan, and it'll be in the next SMORE if it gets approved, is to open the band hall in the afternoons from 1 to 4 p.m. During intercession, not on the Monday because we have the Band Fest stuff, but Tuesday through Friday, which I guess is September 28th through October 1st. My plan is to open the band hall in the afternoon from 1 to 4 for any band kid to come up and play together, hang out with each other, and just have some fun playing their instruments for a couple days.
A middle school jam session.
Middle school jam session. Miss Mendoza,
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I don't know what I did. I saw. I haven't seen the message saying that form that we need to fill out for the shout out to a kid. Can you explain to me a little bit more about that? Did you say $10 or $100 or $50 or?
The shout out form, it's for BandFest. So they put together a big program for BandFest, and I think that those are due today, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so if you go to BandFest and you'll get the program, and the shout out is just a little blurb that they put in the program for you to shout out to your kid or to the band in general, or to a section, or to whoever. It's like an advertisement that they put in the program. Does that make
okay.
sense?
And the money, it goes to the band, or we have to pay it to someone else?
It goes to this year. Every year the BandFest program is put together by a different high school booster club, and this year the North Garland boosters are putting the programs together, and so you put your advertisement or your shout out, you send it to the North Garland band boosters and you pay them, but then they give the bands who had students, shout outs come from their parents or advertisements come from other schools. We get like a cut of the proceeds.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. I'll try to do that today. Sorry.
That's okay.
Thank you.
Sure.
All right. Any other questions? Anything that we can help? All right. Melissa, I would say 7:24.
Got it.
All right. And again, our next meeting will be October 11th at 7 o'clock, hopefully in the band hall.
Right. Thank you, Tanya.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it.
Thank
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
I'm going to.
I didn't know if I needed to stay on for anything.
Ms. Trung, we just finished the meeting. Do you have any questions for us?
Oh, you're on mute.